Okay, approval of agenda as presented.
I need to amend the agenda to add this invoice from Gross and Associates. I'll give each
Where
one
would
of
that go,
you
Bill?
right here at the very top.
Oh, right here with us
Now
now.
new business.
Under new business.
Under new business?
Well, yes, it's under new
Okay, we
business.
go all the way down there. But we're gonna do it now to get it done.
You might as well, he's
That's
here.
fine.
Okay,
I need
all
a
right. You
second.
wanna read it?
I need a second.
I'll second.
Got a second already? Okay, all those in favor? I guess you're gonna get paid there.
Okay, I make a motion to pay Gross and Associates the amount of $2,205.80. Following is a summary of charges for professional services for the tax increment, finance district professional services from October the 14th of 2014 through January the 13th of 2015. Again, the total is $2,205.80.
We all looked it over. You wanna get a second?
Bill, if you make a motion.
I made a motion.
I'll second it.
Okay, all those in favor? 3-0.
Your Honor. May I interject? I want to apologize. I think everybody got, the survey we sent out had some misspellings. I caught them myself.
Oh,
And
I see.
I wanted to confess,
Oh,
I can spell
Yeah.
on a good day, but technology is your worst enemy. If you turn off on your spell check, capital letters,
yeah,
it'll miss them every time.
and it'll do different things.
And you had a health issue too.
Yes, I had a stroke about 60 days ago.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
Weren't we here right after that?
Yep,
Yeah, we were here the last time.
Yeah,
Just
I
after
seen
it
you,
happened.
little lady. You was
But
here.
I'm doing good.
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
I want to recommend, you were talking about going up to the meeting, you might want to call your architect and have him go with you, because he can answer some of those questions about the code and the sprinklers and the sizing and stuff. I think he'd probably do
Well,
it.
he could probably answer some of the questions too, like, do we have to do that?
That's right.
If we're gonna use it as a community, we're doing it on
He's
our
out of
own.
Joplin.
I have
Yeah, he
his, I
already
have his
said.
card.
A lot of things we don't have to do that they're mentioning that cost thousands and thousands
Come
of
for
dollars.
you, Ray.
But it's up to us.
No, he lives in Carthage.
He lives in Carmel. Older gentleman. I like him. He's pretty good. I think it would give you all some specific questions.
Well, that's really what we need is,
Yeah, you know, how much, of course, he's gonna give you some ballpark, like we talked about, it won't be precise, because then you can decide, well, yeah, let's go that direction.
well, it's hard to,
He compares
Information
it to
goes
other
through.
cities
Yeah.
that he's done.
information goes through several.
And he can talk to you about, where was that, what town was that little community center?
Surcott? Pierce,
No,
it was in
Goodman.
Anderson.
Goodman?
Goodman.
He said they
Either
built,
Goodman or Anderson.
pretty nice, he had set plans, they built it for about $540,000. Pretty good looking building, but it just is something that.
He said they spent extra amount of dollars on the front of it that didn't need to be there, they just rested it
I
up.
think the board would learn a lot. Anyway.
Bill, I got his card.
That's right.
Bill, is that Anderson?
Anderson, yeah.
Looking better. Good, Lewis.
What's it called? Community Center?
Don't we all?
Get your coat.
Yeah. I need it for winters then.
We put it as one of these.
Okay. Can we go back up over the road, Bill, or what?
Yeah.
Okay, approve our agenda. We did that, didn't we approve the agenda?
We need to approve the minutes.
Huh?
Minutes.
Oh, down here, go to the minute.
We need to approve the minutes. Number
Okay. 12/6,
I
2014.
make a motion to approve the minutes of 12/6/2014 and 01/06 of 2015 that was mailed to all of us.
I'll second.
All those in favor? 3-0. Okay, go to the guest. Horace Richards, that must be who I talked to a while ago. Okay. Business license, baby blankets and more at 200 West Cedar Street, number 5. Okay.
two.
Huh? turn this on for you. Okay, go ahead, give us a little more. You're working out of your home, you say?
Yes, I'm working out of my home, making baby blankets and other small items for mostly babies now. Baby toys, baby boxes, that sort of thing. And what I would like to do is have a business license for that, so that I can continue, and in the future, if I ever get to the point where I can, I would like to go into that a little more. Right now, I can just work part-time.
Out of your home,
Yes, that's
and it's at 200 West Cedar. I don't know, what's this, number 5?
Lot 5.
Lot
number
5, okay. All right. You guys understand that, and you just want to do
That's
something?
down there in the trailer park.
Yes, it is. It's up on lot 5.
I make a motion to grant Iris Richards a business license for baby blankets and more at 200 West Cedar Street, lot number 5.
I second.
All those in favor? You know, we appreciate you coming. Well, good luck in your business.
Thank you, sir.
You'll pick those licenses up for me, won't you?
We should get them from Sharon.
Okay, Lois Gilstrap?
Yeah, I've already got my question answered. I talked to Jim earlier. I told him after they worked on the water up there by the house on 934 South Main, I was getting some sulfur.
Oh,
And he said, well, that wasn't even the line that even went to my house. It was the next door. So, but he told me probably what the problem was. I probably need to check the hot water tank, which has probably been there 100 and some years. Who knows? So that's what I was really
well, that's
wanting.
cleared up.
What?
Is it cleared up?
No. But that didn't have anything to do with him.
Oh,
He said it's probably my
oh.
hot water tank.
Oh, I
So,
see.
yeah, so I done discussed it with him.
So,
So we got that solved.
okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
All right, old business? Old business? Ordinances, 2% sewer rate increase, second reading. We're not going to that, are we? Bill?
No. I make a motion to amend ordinances 781, 82, and 783.
You're gonna rescind them? Yes.
Yes.
Got a second on that?
Yeah, I second it.
Okay, all those in favor of amending it out and definitely going to change it. 3-0. Okay.
We'll probably give a little explanation on that, because of,
Yeah, please do.
yeah,
Because of the new information though that we found that's been brought to our attention on the sewer plant out here and all. And 2% is not gonna touch nothing. Even though I was about to get lynched over the 2% at one time, but 2% is not enough. So we have another ordinance here in front of us,
So Gene's got some insight on
Yeah.
this too. On why we've got the 781A. Mr. Spears?
Yes, ma'am.
Would you come before us and explain the new,
What information do you desire?
well, we know it's not good, but
Well,
Sewer rate increase.
I'll also defer at any time to Victor over here if you want to add in.
Yes.
Speak up. For those members of the board, we met last week, Friday, and spent 2.5 hours going over the budget and analyzing and determining what amounts of money that the city would probably need to expend in order to address problems that have been recurring at the wastewater treatment plant and in the sanitary sewer collection system. We looked at previous budgets, the state rate of expenditures, the amortization cost, principal and interest on bonds and instruments of indebtedness, We finally finalized a budget for the coming year, fiscal year, totaling $356,600. And is that not what we had?
Yep.
That was the amount. In order to accumulate that level of revenue, the dollars that would need to be accumulated by the use of water was adjusted upward. And we also looked at the number of sewer bills that are issued each month and came up with a figure for rate, the base rate, I should say. And what we recommend is a base rate of $28 per month plus $4.15 per 1,000 gallons or 134 cubic feet for usage above the first 1,000 gallons of water usage. We looked at the revenue that would be projected or would be accumulated by this rate based upon the use of water from a previous period. We feel that that rate would accumulate to $356,600. Within that amount, we noted that the bonded indebtedness, we need to amortize or to pay off something like $90,000 a year. There are covenants that we should adhere to that require us to place 1/12 of that amount each month into the reserve account so that it can be paid without question. There's also a covenant that requires each month $2,300 be placed into a replacement and repair account. And if you divide out the money that is anticipated to be accumulated through the rate, you don't have too much left over each month to take care of repairs and wages and all the other necessary costs that come about regardless of whether the treatment plant runs. So it's going to be tight, but we think that we've got a handle on it. And we think while it is a rather marked increase in rates, this is the level that we think is going to be needed in order to do the work that needs to be done on the treatment plant and the collection system.
Just so we're clear, and I know nobody's going to say this number, what percentage of increase was that?
I didn't compute it. Someone's got a calculator, we can compute it, David.
Could you repeat what the rate was you're proposing?
$28
It
base,
went from 20 to 28,
Okay.
base
20
rate,
to 28,
And then the additional,
and then from $2.22
and 22 cents to 4.15.
$4.15.
450.
Increase by a third or so.
If we take on the base, clear this, it's the base was $28. We divide that by, what was it, 20?
20.
20 was the original.
20. That's a 1.4, or 140%, 40% increase.
Yep.
40% increase. And then if we take $4.15 and divide that by, what was it?
$2.22.
$2.22. That would be an 87% increase. More than half.
Thank you.
Any questions?
Any questions?
Victor, you got anything with it?
So it increased by about 40% for the first 1,000 gallons, and then they increased by about 8% for every 1,000 gallons after that.
Close.
That's a lot more than 2% of it.
Yeah, well, I don't know where the 2% come from, but
All that was.
I threw that out there,
sometimes
just to
they'll-
try, yeah.
We knew we had to do something.
We're gonna have to do something, I just threw that out there and all, like I said, I talked to some guys down there at the fishing dock that I fish at and all, and they said every year, the first of the year, everything goes up 2%. So you can figure, you know, your bills and all
standard
that away.
inflationary rate.
So I just threw the 2% out there, but
I think what caught us is there hadn't been a rate increase in some time. That's what,
That's
that's where
part
we're
of
at.
the problem. One of the things I looked at, $28 a month, compared to other utilities, I have 2 electric meters on the farm that I don't use any electricity off them. They're there in case I need it. I pay $27 a month whether I use any electricity or not. And if you take landline telephone, I think it's about $27 a month. So comparatively, the base rate compared to other forms of utility is not too far out of line. I know it's a shock, but
when
that's the level.
yourself and Richard and me went up to Springfield and met with them, if you remember, I was talking to the guy up there and all, I don't recall his name, but he said we could kind of figure on 38 up to as much as $44 per month.
That's exactly right. That's what it's running throughout the state of Missouri right now.
And he said that if we don't take and get a plan and get in the making and get something going and get back with them, that if the state comes in, that $44 is not gonna be anything.
It's gonna look like chicken feed.
Yeah.
That's true.
So, I mean, this is bad, but it
Well,
could
if
be a
you-
lot worse.
And if you look at, I remember some of the news articles, Joplin is wrestling with the same situation.
Yeah, 60% over
Yeah.
the next 5 years.
And you'll see probably Carthage have to deal with it shortly. And it's just the price of things go up and you have to keep pace with the cost of doing business. That's it.
Well, and there hasn't been anything done out here at the plant in years, and
Probably true.
so that's where we're at now. We're paying for it now.
Victor, did that pay back the fund for repairs, the 45,000? Did that pay that back? This?
The budget, well, it accounts for, what was it, 50,000 in capital outlay, which would be,
Yeah, we have budgeted, a part of the budget is $50,000 for capital expenditures. Items that we need at the plant or in the collection system that have a life of more than 3 years. Capital expenditures, motors, pumps, heavy equipment, things like that.
and then also allocated $25,000 towards getting the infiltration, inflow
Right.
under control and starting addressing that.
And then 30 in the equipment,
And
right?
30,000 towards wastewater equipment,
Right.
pumps,
Right.
different replacement things like that.
And this is
UV
all,
system.
itemized based upon estimates and contact with different suppliers as to what this equipment costs.
Gene, does this put us in the direction of those projects that you had originally addressed in your report
Yes.
early on?
Yes.
Does that put us on at least on a,
You're in the right
Track.
direction. Yeah, you're going in the right direction. One thing, a covenant, like I said before, requires that you deposit $2,300 a month into this replacement account, such that in a future time, as money comes up, you'll have funds in order to pay for it without having to go through a big increase.
Was that actually in place before
Sir?
that covenant? Was that?
Oh, yeah,
So
it's
we
been in
just
there.
haven't
See,
been done.
Last 6 months.
yeah, see, they want you to have rates such that you accumulate 125% of what your payment's supposed to be. That's a coverage factor that there's always in a bond ordinance. And they always want you to set aside monies at the very beginning in order to be able to make a principal and interest payment in case something happens. If you can, it's to protect the bondholders. And as you say, the $2,300 was in there. tradition, but they always have those covenants. I don't know unless it's an insured bond system, generally you'll have those covenants in any ordinance.
Now, on that one, I don't remember what it was, you know, the tank or the reservoir out there that he said that we wasn't using. Are we close to being able to use that now, or will that be included in this?
Well, that'll be included in this because we've got, he's got a short-term problem here in Heaven with the sludge. I don't know if it's passed the sour test yet or not.
No, it did not pass the sour test, so our only alternative is either to have a contract hauled to another facility, or what I want to try to do is lime it. We can put it into a basin and lime until we can raise the pH up above 12.
Hold it for 2 hours.
And then at 11.5 for another 22. So about a day's worth of high lime dose rate.
Because if we have to haul it to, say, Neosho or whatever, it's, what, $150 a load? Probably,
or 300, I thought it was.
Okay.
So you're looking at, to empty our sludge basin, $12,000 in contract fees. So what I'm hoping is, once again, we're up against frozen ground. We're looking at rain here in the next week, and we're just right against the wall right now. We have got to get rid of some sludge. What I've temporarily done is moved it from one basin to that surge basin, but now we filled that up and we have no surge protection. So what I'm hoping tomorrow is I need $1,000 to go buy up about 2 tons of lime and get it brought out here and get it mixed up and see if we can get it treated. If I've got land suitable, it may be too wet, so once it thaws.
See, normally, what he is required to do is to have the specific oxygen uptake rate down below a certain level. That's the sour. When the sludge gets to that level, you can haul it out, distribute it.
Correct.
Hasn't been able to achieve that yet, and he's accumulating way too much sludge. So something drastic is going to have to happen, and we have to go into another form. What he wants to do is to move part of the sludge in the big basin into the 24 by 24 basin that we talked about, and use that basin to mix the lime with in order to get the pH up. Once it gets up, holds it for 24 hours. It's then suitable and acceptable to put on ground, assuming that you're not frozen or it's too wet or something like that.
Yeah.
And there's so many conditions
You're
involved.
gonna need to move kind of quick on that kind of.
Exactly. Yeah.
This type of plant, you have to waste sludge either daily or every other day in order to get it operated properly. And sludge management is just another process along with what he's doing after plant. Someone has to take the sludge and your separate treatment process.
Now, have we submitted this to those guys at Springfield yet?
You mean
Where we're
The
going?
short-term plan?
Yeah.
we haven't received a letter from them yet, and I did not want to
Yeah, don't
be
start that.
presumptive and try to send them something until we get the letter from them. Then we can respond and we can outline exactly what we're going to try to do as we talked before, both the interim and then long term. I would like to get their letter.
They're gonna give you the short term and long term at the same time.
Yeah.
When do we need to respond to this budget?
Right now?
as
What I
council?
would like to do is pass the bill number 781A tonight,
Yeah.
to have it start on the February 2015 billing, so we can start getting the revenues going. And then we need to have a budget meeting to do the final budgets for everybody anyway for 15-16. So, may I read this 781A?
Yes.
Okay. Bill number 781A, an ordinance to amend section 720.040, paragraph C, chapter 720, sewer users charge of the municipal code of the city of Granby. Be it ordained by the Board of Aldermen of the city of Granby as follows. Section 1, that Section C is hereby repealed in its entirety and a new Section C is hereby enacted in its place to read as follows. Section 720.040, user charge rates. C, the minimum charge for the month for collection and treatment of sewage shall be $28 for the first 1,000 gallons for residential contributors and $28 for the first 1,000 gallons for non-residential contributors. In addition, each contributor shall pay a user charge of $4.15 for 1,000 gallons of water or wastewater above the minimum as determined in the preceding section. This section charge will be in effect for the February 2015 billing. Section 2, this ordinance shall take effect and be in full force and after its date of passage.
Okay, before we read this right here, I move to accept bill number 781A on the first reading, suspend the rules, and place bill 781A on the second and final reading by title and number only.
You got a second on that?
Second.
You got a second? All those in favor? 3-0.
Bill number 781A, an ordinance to amend section 720.040, paragraph C, chapter 720, sewer users charge of the municipal code of the city of Granby.
Now read it again.
You want to just pass, make a
I'll
motion
make a motion to accept bill number 781A on the second reading.
I second.
All those in favor? 3-0.
And then the mayor declares it a bill, the bill and ordinance.
You declare
Oh,
781A as a bill of ordinance.
this right here. Okay, I move to accept bill.
No, you need to just declare 781A, bill number 781A as ordinance 781A.
Okay. That's what she said.
Okay,
Declare the 781 bill. That's the 781 bill.
it's an ordinance.
That's what I'm gonna do.
As an ordinance.
As an ordinance. Yeah, okay, I got it right here. Okay, ordinance 784A, MoDOT sidewalk contract.
Okay, we passed an ordinance accepting the agreement for the sidewalks. It went back to MoDOT. Their lawyers said that we needed to state that the mayor was to enter into an agreement. When I asked them for a copy of an example for an ordinance, they said they didn't have one. This time, lo and behold, they had one. So I'd like to make a motion, have someone make a motion to, well, actually, what this does is, it rescinds all the ordinances previous and just authorizes the mayor to enter into an agreement with the MoDOT. That's what they needed the statement to say. So may I read this and we do the ordinance again?
What ordinance is it, you're saying?
784, because it didn't have, it just, what this ordinance is saying is that all ordinances and parts of ordinances that were previous are not enacted. But it's for the sidewalk contract.
We're just redoing an old contract because it wasn't quite.
We're
where they wanted.
redoing an ordinance
Okay.
We passed it
to
already.
where We haven't passed this one, no.
The other one.
It's still the same contract, it's just they need an ordinance that says the verbiage different.
Do
Somebody
we
read
have a copy of 784?
There it is.
Yes,
It's, like I say, a little bit different wording on it.
this is what it originally said, which that's what, Jared said, the attorney said it's just a simple contract, that should work. But MoDOT's high-powered attorneys didn't like it.
We better sign this.
Yeah, sign it there. Thank you.
No,
No, we need reading on
I
it
can't,
first.
you can't sign it.
Oh.
Bill number 784A, an ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into an agreement by and between the city of Granby and the Missouri Highways and Transportation Commission relating to cost apportionment for the public improvements to be ordained by the Board of Aldermen of the city of Granby, Missouri as follows. Section 1, that the mayor is hereby authorized to sign the Missouri Highways Transportation Commission municipal agreement in the form attached. That all ordinances or parts of ordinances heretofore enacted with or in conflict herewith are hereby repealed. That this ordinance is declared to be in the best interest of the health and welfare of the citizens of Granby, Missouri, and shall become effective and in force and effective from and after the date of its passage and approval.
Okay.
I move to accept bill number 784A on the first reading, suspend the rules, and place bill number 784A on the second and final reading by title and number only.
Got a second?
Second.
Got a second? All those in favor? Three no.
Bill number 784A, an ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into an agreement by and between the city of Granby and the Missouri Highways and Transportation Commission relating to cost apportionment for public improvements too.
I'll make a motion to accept bill 784A on the second and final reading by title and number only.
Got a second?
Second.
All those in favor? Three no again.
Do they need to send the
Okay. Did you sign it?
That one paragraph said,
All those sign it.
Huh?
all other ordinances, blah, 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 herewith to. Did
Do
you
we
not
want
hear?
these?
Yeah, the herewith to Wawa's.
Didn't know I had one.
Where's the sidewalk going to?
On 60 Highway, by Fast Trip. In
Three
that-
corners.
Those three corners.
Sorry, Lori.
That's
No, I don't think you signed that one, did you? This was, I had to.
He
go through
jumped
the
the gun.
contract again. Sorry about that.
Have they got a time frame on that? Or
Probably won't
cost?
happen until spring, and it's $20,000, basically what they're saying.
Okay, you ready to move on? Okay, going to new business. Approval of Missouri Municipal League annual invoice of $613.40.
We pay this every year so we can use MML for inquiries.
What, surplus two or what?
Surplus, no,
No,
that's not
that's
anything.
another law, okay.
This is just the Missouri Municipal League. It's all the cities get together and,
You call up there and somebody gives you an opinion on the law.
yes, you can get opinions, you can get copies
What it
of
amounts to.
ordinances, resolutions, opinions. You called up there.
I called up there one time, yeah, I didn't know we paid any money, I just thought it was a service.
It is a service that we pay for.
Well, we paid for it, okay.
I'll make a motion to approve and pay the Missouri Municipal League annual invoice of $613.40.
Got a second on that? All right. Travis?
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor? Well, approval of mango annual invoice of $300.
This is what Jim goes to every July.
Well, it's, Mango's Missouri Association of Natural Gas Operators. It's a group of all of the gas operators in the state of Missouri belong to Mango. And with that $300, we're covered by basically their attorneys in any bills done in legislature or anything like that. We don't have to be present for any rule changes. We fall under them through Mango's attorneys. And it's just the same kind of deal. I can call upon them for advice and to help. But the big thing is for the lawmaking and stuff like that, we don't have to, which is way above our.
The kind of lobbyists. So
Yeah.
There you go, that's the word. Couldn't think of it.
So we do it every year?
Yeah.
It's a good deal.
Yeah, we've done it. Mango started, what, Joe, 15 years ago probably?
I'll make a motion to approve the $300 invoice for Mango annual payment.
Got a second on that?
Second.
Got a second? All those in favor? 3-0. Approvals to apply for the DNR playground scrap tire grant for $20,000.
We did this last year and didn't get approved, but I thought it doesn't cost us any money, that we can try again. Instead of having the mulch out there, if we could get the scrap tire stuff, it's a little non-abrasive to the knees on the kids.
We're at Parks.
For the park, for Dick
Yeah,
Smith
Dick
Park.
Smith.
I make a motion to allow Paul or whoever does that to apply for the scrap grant, tire grant, $20,000.
Second on that?
Travis.
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor? 3-0. Approval of Taylor Green CPA invoice, additional payment of $3,000. Maybe you can give us a little insight on that, Paul.
They're saying that they're already used another 50 hours this month, and the contract is $16,000. We've paid 15. They want another 3,000 on top of it.
My invoice here says 4,000.
I understand 16 minus 15 is the 1,000 that we owe from the original contract, and then 3,000 addition.
When is your contract up?
This is last year.
You want more to it? I can't believe that if the past council approved a contract with them for X amount and they keep billing, you know.
We can hold off and not pay them until the audit's done.
Well, I guess the question that I have is why are they running up extra hours?
Yeah, when's it gonna stop?
Well, is it their fault? Is it our fault? Whose fault is it? That's what I'd like to
They're
know.
digging
Because-
and had to redo they've asked for the same thing 2 or 3 different times. I gave them all this information on flash drive and or notebooks, and then they want it again.
Probably we should ask if one of the representatives from Taylor Green can come to the next meeting.
I'll make a motion to table it, payment, and ask for one.
We need to ask what's happening here from them. Because it was quite the extra bill, last time we approached it, it was, something you absolutely hated to do. What was it, about $8 grand?
Sounds like a pretty good figure.
Well, now we're starting out already, 3 extra. I understand what Bill is saying. He's saying if you contracted a price, why don't you stay with it?
Yeah.
But I think what's happening is for whatever reason, they contracted this thing, but this thing has gotten out here. And that's not what they contracted for, is the way I see it. Unless I'm seeing something wrong. Now, if this is something that I'm doing wrong, then I need to change something.
Well, you want to get them to a meeting.
If we could get them in here to the next meeting, I think it'd be beneficial.
You second it?
I second it.
Okay.
What need a vote?
Would you want them to be at next meeting?
Next meeting, next council.
We need a vote. Put it to a vote.
He seconded it,
Yeah,
yeah.
we
Okay,
need a
all in
vote.
favor? Okay, great. Approval of fabric payment, $2,777.63.
Could you explain what they did? Was it to generators?
Both the generators were serviced, oil change, fuel filters. I think one of them, the injectors, had to have some cleaning. Had some batteries that need replacing, battery charger.
We
Block-
basically approved this already. didn't we?
Yeah, it's all been approved, yeah. Block heater
Let
was,
me add something here, Victor. Those generators were not ready to go.
the main lift station generator would not start and run automatically.
This was something we absolutely needed to do desperately.
Yeah, and they hadn't been serviced since, I can't remember now.
I think it was like 08 or something.
05 or something.
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
03 or 05, I think.
We didn't have an
Wasn't,
exact
didn't we
dollar
at
amount.
one time, Jim, have a, well, of course you may not know. Didn't we have a contract and agreement with them that they would do that?
I don't know.
Seems like they used to.
I know they offer it. I never did it when I was working here before. You know, I usually did most of the service myself, but we were really wanting to just get a good bill of
Yeah.
health on these since they've been so long since they've been serviced. And the technician said as far as the motors that run these generators, they're in excellent condition. You know, we just did a few things to them, but overall, they're in good running shape right now. So
I
knock
guess
on
when
wood.
Sweet was still,
I think that's when, the last time that there was any writing on there as far as service, back in 2007. So.
Make a motion to pay this invoice from David. I think that invoice is 2003-67, am I correct?
2007,
63 cents.
Where am I at?
number five.
Number 5, we might have changed fuel.
Well, I'm just looking at the invoice.
Oh, I'm sorry.
There's $773.96 and $2003.60.
Yeah.
Oh, I see, okay, I see.
If there's two different ones,
$2,403.37.
$2,777.
Yeah, no, it's number 5.
See, if you take the total iron off the first page, and then your total off your last
I
page.
see it, I was on the wrong line.
Yeah.
Number 5 tells you.
I make a motion to accept the invoice to David in the payment of $2,777.63.
Okay.
I'll second.
Got a second, all in favor? 3-0. Okay. Approval of Energy WorldNet annual invoice of $620, and that's got parentheses training.
That's the computer training that we have to have for our natural gas.
So you'll be going to that, or?
No, we do it on computer
Oh,
here.
you'll do it here?
Yeah, we do it. Then we have to update our training every so many years or months.
And we have to archive previous employees, and there's 2 of them that we took off the list, Mike Stribling and Kevin Carter, so that's why it went from 640 to 620. I've already got that approved through them.
Okay. Need a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the $620 for Energy Worldwide net annual invoice for training.
Got a second?
I'll second.
Billy got a second, okay, all in favor? 3-0. Okay, approval of December 2014 utility charge off of $2,403.37.
And I want you to make note that we did collect $781.12 from old collections that we did. That's what the bottom section is. So,
I've got a question, why is the sewer so high on the charge-offs?
there's a lot of these are 2 months.
$100.
Like
the other motion?
Because their sewer rate was high.
Okay.
I guess. I mean, I can go back and research, but
Oh, yeah, yeah, and that was,
that was like for 3 months,
How about look at the water bill?
$30. Minimum's like 13, so
Are a lot of these,
that's not what my bill was.
people would run off.
is it rentals and?
Yes, they're all rentals, pretty much, yes.
If that's 3 months, I'd be that close.
Why are we letting them go that far out?
Some of them don't do that. But I have Michelle Bronson, she's moved back to town, we're trying to get that one. There's another one, Glenda Brooks and Eric Burns, I'm trying to,
I just, we can't let these fall through the cracks that way. I mean, we've got the way that, that's a lot in charge and all.
Travis, a lot of people know the system.
Yep.
Well, we need,
Every town, and it's the time frame that they move in here until we get ready to bill, and then
And then
the
they
time
move.
they get ready to move, or that's another month, so here you
Is
go.
there a better order that we could put in place?
I'd say the deposits probably weren't big enough then.
Back then,
To
we've raised the
cover.
water deposits, which that's helped.
why don't we, and I don't know what would be keeping us from doing it, why don't we take an average use for that address and make that the deposit?
I know that's the way Empire is, but I don't
Do
think.
you know
the
how much
city-
work that would be for
I don't
us?
think that.
Well, I mean, I'm sure it would, but, you know, when we're sitting here with,
What if they,
This is actually not too bad, $2,400, because we used to have
No, yeah, usually a lot worse.
$3,000 and
I'm
$5,000.
just throwing it out there. I think you're right, but,
A lot of these people
discrimination there, I'm
move
thinking.
out of state,
well,
and you
in
can't
part,
go.
Well, I know, I'm agreeing with you, but I'm just saying,
and I mean,
this day and age, why?
I know I've spoke to some other cities and they look at it like a couple $100 is a big deal on charge-offs. I just think no more utility customers than we've got.
When I
We
when I
need to
went
keep a closer eye on it.
when I went to the Missouri Rural Conference, March, when did we go? October. I've got ordinances that you can pass that you have a little bit more firmer grip on trying to get these bills paid. And I'm trying to get, I've got to send a lot of this to Jerry to have him look at.
I mean, you look at the increase, like hypothetically, if this is the next 6 months, with the increase, the sewer would be, what, $1,600 on the charge-off? I mean, we just can't, at this point, we can't, we just need.
Are we still publicizing?
Yes, I put this in the paper and you'd be surprised on how many people come
Yeah.
jumping at that too, so.
I mean, what is our,
Well,
how long are we going before we're going out and shutting them off? I mean, it's
The
considered late
31st.
after the 15th, so,
Can't shut them off until the first of the month. So you've got 2 weeks there.
yeah,
They've already been billed a month behind,
yeah.
so you've got 6 weeks.
Are we charging reconnect fees on all these? Or are they,
Well, not on these, I'm not gonna charge them reconnects because they've already left.
Are these all homeowners, or these
Rentals.
rental customers?
It's
All these
rentals.
rental customers?
It's rentals.
Renters.
Is there any types of responsibilities that can be on the landlord?
That's some of the ordinances that I've been looking at.
A lot of cities have
Remember, I
been put
brought-
back on them.
Yes.
I brought an article down here.
I remember that.
Well, I found an ordinance that a city has put into place that it falls back onto the landlords and the taxes and all kinds of different things.
So,
Gotta get that.
No,
do you need a motion then for you to go ahead and proceed
I'm trying to get all this group together.
with
because
the
it's-
stuff together to give to Jerry? You don't need a motion for that now?
Well, I probably do need, but I haven't got anything incorporated yet to give to him yet. So I'm looking at maybe the next meeting or two that I can do
So you
that.
want to hold off on making the motion?
But on the Jared thing, that I need to have the charge-offs approved.
Paula, isn't there some of them on that ordinance that can't, the city can't make them pay? Was there, I was thinking there was something in that ordinance.
You're right.
Okay, Gary, what is it?
It's, when the city owns its own utilities, it falls under different rules than the rest of it. And you can't make that rules impossible.
I thought that was opposite.
We're trying to affect part of this anyway.
She's collected everything down here involved.
Yeah, well, she showed me that
I
yesterday.
thought if it was like a
But up
public
here-
traded
Yeah,
utility
we're
that you couldn't do it, but
This-
if it was private, you could.
If we're lucky, they'll
Yeah.
come in and pay it.
But that we still got a chance of retrieving some of it.
Well, I know, but I
And
mean-
she retrieved 781 down.
I know, but we just need to get something that actually
These
works.
years already moved out, they're gone.
Yeah, that,
We need to
you're
get-
good, you got kicked in the butt here.
Well, $2,400.
They're gone, yeah, they're gone.
Well, I know, but what I'm saying is, how do we keep this from happening again?
Get them
In
before.
other
they
words,
go.
you'll have to charge these off properly, but
Yeah.
continue your legalities there.
Yeah, I mean-
But we need to, maybe, close that barn door, so to speak.
Yeah, I mean, there's no sense in this. There's gotta be a,
If you, look at doing something like that, I'd like to be involved in that.
well, you guys suggestions?
Well, not right at the moment, but I would like to, be able to be involved in that.
You got a lot involved with it, don't you?
Because I think that very few, if any, of my renters are ever involved in that. And I think.
Well, you do an extensive background check and all stuff, I mean, you do.
We had, years ago, we've gotten together and done some of this to try to eliminate some of that. And I think we made progress on having less charge-offs, and I think that would be a good.
I just hate to see $2,400 go out the window. Especially,
Right now.
yeah.
But like I say,
Okay, I'm
it's been worked.
You guys wanna go ahead and
When we
approve that?
approve these charge-offs, it doesn't mean that they're gonna stop trying to
Yeah.
pursue
No.
it.
But Barry's got a great idea, you know, he's been around the business a long time, learned how to do some of this.
I make a motion to approve the utility charge-offs in the amount of $2,403.37 for the month of December 2014.
Here, second.
Second.
Got a second, all in favor? 3-0. Okay, got Superintendent Jim Channel request. Gas meter, architectural systems, 1049th annual technical conference. Gonna take a vacation down that, Jim, 3, 4, and 5.
That's for the Missouri Rural Water.
Yeah.
The gas meter architectural systems is up at the old factory, and as far as I know, that gas meter has been there since the factory's been there. And we're losing a great deal of amount of revenue on that gas meter. And it's $1,000 for a rebuilt one, or if we can get ours rebuilt, it was like $500 or $600. So what I'm asking for, I guess, would be the $1,000 cap. And I've got another one that comes from Shanks's that I'm gonna send in for them to see if they can rebuild, and then we will just swap them out.
But you want $1,000 cap on
Yeah, but I think, it'll probably pay for itself, I would guess, within 6 months. Especially with the improvements and the increase in what they're talking about doing up there right now, because I visited with them, they got the capability right now, if they kick everything on, of 6 million BTUs. They got that much furnaces and stuff up there right now.
I know they've built on a big addition and they're building on some more as per my neighbor across the street, and they're supposed to take and bring in another 100 employees this month, before this month's over with. But that's always been an issue, it seems like, and I've been on the council before, that they was having problems with the meter up there.
Yeah, and I'm the only one of our guys that can read it. And which, that's no problem, but if it's not read correctly, it's a, million cubic foot meter, or 10 million cubic foot meter, compared to yours being 1,000 cubic feet. So, And if it's, they'll say in 7 years, you'll go losing 15 to 20%.
So is that 7 on all your meters, Jim? I heard it was 7 or 10 or something.
Yeah.
Even a little meter in the house.
Uh-huh. See, we replaced a lot of those when we put the new gas system in. They were tested and or replaced. So, but the big ones, we didn't have the ability or, to test them or replace them. So that meter's, what are we, like 40 years old probably?
40 years old.
Yeah.
And that money's the city lost all that time.
I make a motion, you say you want $1,000 limit on it?
Yeah, that's what they told me it would be.
I make a motion to put $1,000 limit on a gas meter and architectural systems.
I second.
All those in favor? 3-0.
And the other is, like I said, for the annual or the spring conference for the Missouri Rural Water Association. Because that's, they deal with them, well, we've dealt with them on their sewer stuff, it's water and wastewater both. But they had put on a lot of classes, different things for.
Victor, you going?
No, they didn't have any classes that would really pertain to what I'm doing right now.
You been going every year? Since you've been back, you've been going every year?
Any idea what the cost?
It's, we got our vouchers to pay for the conference itself.
And it's $109 for
And, yeah, the lodging is $109 a night, and it'd be 2 nights. So, $220.
Plus tax.
Well, we don't, no tax, we don't have tax.
Okay.
And they, all your meals are supplied, so.
They give you a little brown bag or
That's,
So you're going down $220, you're going, well, you trip up there too, of course.
The gas meter for the architectural system comes out of gas fund,
yes.
and this comes out of water.
This could, yeah, come out of the water.
Make a motion to allow Jim to go to the conference, pay the 2 nights stay, $220.
I'll second.
All those in favor? 3-0. Okay, you through, Jimmy?
Yes, sir.
Okay, number 9, Fire Chief Kevin Johnson, request.
We've got the new truck in, skid unit is mounted in it. We'd like to buy a new light bar for it, and a new siren, and some hideaway, like strobe lights, put in headlights and taillights. And then we need a console, or would like to have a console to mount the radio and the new siren in. I already have the radio. The old light bars and siren and stuff is stuff that county give us, or they was wore out when we got them. So I'd like to purchase all of this to put on the new truck.
Okay, total $1,614.
Yes.
What's the money come out of?
It'd come out of the quarter cent improvement, capital improvement.
I make a motion to go ahead and let Kevin buy a light bar, siren, and console for brush truck number 3. The amount of $1,614 out of the quarter cent gas tax.
Second.
Okay, you got a second, all in favor? 3-0. Okay, that was with, how about the carport?
Well, I've got, that's on a different piece of paper.
Oh,
I don't
oh.
take any copies
I
of
thought we
that.
had you there.
No, we originally, you guys voted to buy an enclosed garage, you was gonna put it in front of the other building where the little red trailer's at. After checking, trying to get the trucks out, we've got to pull so far out of that building here to get those trucks out, that alley, Samara. We have to use that lot to swing in.
You was gonna do it down there?
Yeah, so the only other option is to put just a regular carport, I guess, up here in front where the truck's sitting now, just to cover it. That's about the only option we've got.
Could you put the garage deal behind the building,
Behind which one?
the police station?
I don't know what lines are back there for them to anchor in, and is that, you guys circle with the trash truck and stuff there too?
The only thing that, I mean, we could get by with that.
That would, I don't know, what do you guys think? You want the one behind there, it'll be locked up.
Oh, put the whole thing back there.
Yeah, like we had, but
I'd say cut it off the front.
I hate drilling in the concrete, but if Jim don't think it's a problem, you guys don't.
Kevin, my plan was, with the TIF, if the new maintenance barn goes, we're looking at moving the animal facility,
Down there,
yeah, outside of line, so.
that would help.
Yeah, that would be that much.
You wanna just go ahead and pursue that for now?
Okay, yeah,
Just go ahead and go with the enclosed garage and,
yeah, see what you can do.
So we don't have to change nothing, money-wise or nothing.
okay.
You still got your extension up higher.
Yeah, we,
Well, like you say, you really don't, you're not saying.
that concrete, every concrete I've seen, if you drill and put anchors in it, eventually it's gonna crack.
Yep.
Yeah.
What do you think about looking back there?
We can, if
Yeah, you
Jim can locate the lines.
Yeah, we can, and if anything needs to be moved, we can move them, or, I think the only thing that would be any issue is the sewer line coming from the PD, it comes down the back. But
Yeah.
we would set over it, so.
Yeah.
So you want.
Yeah, you're not gonna, there's not gonna be any digging except for the anchors.
Right.
Yeah, it's
Take
not
up
like you'll be pouring floor or anything in it.
No, we're not gonna bore floors, so if you guys wanna pursue that, does that sound all right for you right now?
We can table it for now, and let you
All
guys
right.
check it out.
Okay,
I'll
see if you
give
got
me-
enough room for that?
It'll probably be Thursday or Friday before I get with you. All right, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Kevin. Okay, you ready to go to number 10?
Yep.
Financial statement for July 1st, 2014 through December 31st, 2014.
We have to publish this in the paper. Not supposed to pay any bills until it's approved. That's what it says according to our code book and state statute.
We're supposed to approve this tonight so we can pay bills tomorrow.
Probably behoove us, yes.
We got a bunch of them.
I make a motion to approve the financial statement for July the 1st, 2014 through December the 31st, 2014.
There a second?
Second.
Have a second. All those in favor? 3-0. Okay, are we down to number 11? Approval of budget. BS actual expenditures for July 1st, 2014 through December 31st, 2014.
Look at the budget, we've pretty much done like 50%. Of the income projection. projected. Expenditures are about the same too, which it's halfway through the year, so that seems logical that it would be that way.
Hey, Kevin,
Yeah.
on the, this deal with the batteries, on the fire department batteries,
Who's looking at the bills?
uh,
You're looking at the bills. We're looking at the budget.
I'm ahead of all the
You're
things.
laughing ahead.
Never mind.
Usually laugh down, but you're laughing ahead today.
Still hold it together, better.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're next.
what do you think, Lon?
Hey, Bill, if you would look at this so we can get it out of the way.
I've got it laying there.
Because we were on the subject of community building earlier,
Yeah.
I absolutely do not understand the community building budget here. That has a $3,000 budget for that building when the talk was into the thousands. Could somebody explain that to me? $802 on the community building total
That's all the utilities that we've spent.
from July to December?
Yeah, because all the natural gas
Is
for
not charged to
any
it?
city building is not charged.
I see.
But we still have to buy it.
But somebody's buying
Right,
it.
right. But we don't bill the city.
No, but we should still show it as
If you
an
know the
expense.
footage, you could figure that out.
Oh, I've got all of it. I can show it to you, that's what we actually used.
Well, I mean, we really need to see that because, I mean,
But
The,
it's not real money that's going out.
now what about the insurance for
Well,
the
it is.
building and that type of stuff?
we're buying it, we're just not getting paid back. They're not
Did
giving
it
us
charge
money.
y'all?
Okay, hang on. The insurance, all the insurance is coming out of the general fund for property and liability. Okay, so I need to make a line item for gas charges and expenses.
Well, yeah.
Okay,
because-
even though there's not,
If not, how it's in the year, do you know what you bought and what you sold, so how do you equate that to zero it out? How do you know?
And even though you're not paying an invoice to somebody, the city is still spending
Yeah, I
money
mean,
on
we're
that
still,
gas.
how do you
I'll
account?
It's
bill
like a
I'll
phantom
bill us
money.
then. I'll bill
It's
us.
like a phantom money. It just
So you're
goes-
welcome.
But I mean, it still should be on the budget, should it
Well,
not?
it needs to be in the budget because that's
Yes, it
just,
has been. That's-
well, I
okay.
mean,
What we'll do is, I'll start billing the city.
I think, well, I mean, all the utilities need to be, because I mean, stuff like that, I think is where we end up getting tripped up with the accountant, because obviously they have to make all that zero out, because if we're paying for, you know, hypothetically, if we're using what we pay, $1,000 worth of gas a year, then how does that equate in the end? Do we show it as a loss? I mean, how do you, okay, how much did we spend on gas last year total for, you know, that came in through the pipeline, and how much did we bring in? How do you account for the difference in revenue of cost?
I will do up the paperwork for that.
I mean, we should be doing that with all the utilities, because, I mean, that's just like water.
So
We're showing we've got a
We
30%
don't
water
have
loss.
meters on some of the
We need to meter all of it, because if not, how do we know what water loss we've got?
meters.
Well, I don't think the churches have water meters or anything, do they?
Several of them don't.
Well, I mean, we need
Or a few of them don't.
to keep track of, how do we have an accurate, know water loss?
There's no meter at the fire department either, is there?
Yeah.
Is there?
There's a meter, but it's
I've
not
got the
real.
park under repair area.
But I knew some, not, some of the churches didn't have water meters.
Right.
I mean, I can see if they're, you know, we're not, but we still need to keep track of what we're doing.
I've got, I'll show it to you Well, I can show it to you tomorrow morning.
Well, I mean, it
for
just,
gas.
well, I mean, we just need to keep track of that, because that's the only accurate way we can.
That'd probably be a small amount, what's actually lost in gas already, Jim.
Well, we shouldn't have
Like you're
any
talking about
loss.
meters.
Well, the gas is, everything that has gas is metered.
Yeah, but I mean, the meters don't work right in all cases.
Well, yeah,
Just like you're talking about up there at the
yeah,
plant.
but I mean,
But
and
the
that's
gas-
where a percentage, or the largest percentage of our gas loss is in the meters.
That's what I
meters.
thought, yeah, that's what I thought.
Is there
Big loss.
anything, is there any wisdom in putting those on a rotation change out?
They said, they say 7 to 10 years. And that's what I'm looking at doing on my water system. When we do our budget, I've got a budget in for X amount. Like, I'm gonna budget in 10 meters a month, and I'm gonna start changing 10 meters a month, and then in 7 years, we will start over. But in that time, we will have everything replaced, and then we'll start
So
back.
the 10 meters a month will be basically perpetual.
Yeah.
It's just, what
Jim,
makes
did you
sense.
put a new meter in up there when architectural came down? They went up there to the building
At the factory?
and...
No. No, we done some piping up there.
Okay.
But no, that old meter's been there,
Ever since the fact.
yes.
Okay, where are we at? We need,
And
Uh,
I'm not
we're
sure
working
what
on home
Mr.
record,
went
or
through
is that what
here
y'all
through
thinking?
there. So it's probably, I'd say that meter's
Bill, do you want to?
1962 model.
Financial statement.
I think that's where the meter comes from.
Okay, where you guys wanna, what do you got? I haven't done.
Budget versus actual expenditures.
Actual spend, numbers start 11?
11.
I didn't know where 10 went. Did you get that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 11, approval of budget. Actual expenditures, July 1st, 2014 through December 31st, 2014.
I make a motion for the approval of budget versus actual expenditures for July the 1st, 2014 through December the 31st.
Got a second?
Second.
Ready for a vote? All in favor? 3-0. Okay, 12 and last, bills to pay, balances on hand, tonnage, collectors, police, and court reports.
Okay, where were you talking about on the fire department?
Okay. Down here on the front page, it says Walmart Community Card, Fire Department Battery, and Ice Melt. Then on the second page, it's the second line down, Pro Burlingame, Downey Fire Department Battery for brush truck.
Okay,
Then you come down to, on the last page, down to shotgun tire and repair shop, Fire Department Battery adjust.
Okay, the adjust battery,
Mhm.
that went in tanker 17, it had an interstate battery in it, it died, so he adjusted it out. The two from Pro Burlingame went in the brush truck.
the other was flashlight batteries,
and,
like that.
no, the Walmart one is actually a battery backup.
Yeah, the battery
It's a battery
backup
backup.
for our computer.
Okay.
Cause I had some from conservation and they lasted about 8 months and they died, and it's cheaper to buy the whole battery backup instead of trying to replace the battery. There's about the same price.
Just a general question, Kevin. When you put the heating system in the firehouse, what was the cost on that? Do you remember? Was it, I wanna say-
10,000, I think, for all four.
put 4 in?
Uh-huh. I think that's what it was. We'd have to go back and look.
So
at
if you put a new system in the gym or whatever, it'd be about probably the same.
Depends on the size of the furnace and how many you put in up there. Because you'd be heating about the same amount of area, but you might be able to hang a bigger heater or something in there. You just have to-
That would give a ballpark
Just as
figure, though.
FY, huh?
That could give you a
That
kind of a
give you a
ballpark
ballpark,
figure.
yeah.
I think when that guy
$10,000.
that we was talking with, I think that it was around 10 or 12.5
Two
that
upstairs, two downstairs.
suggested,
and
yeah.
The new interview.
He said that he thought that would be
About a
ample
year
enough
ago.
and a little bit
That was
extra.
about a year ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's when,
if you do something with that stage,
He just put them
get
in
it
this.
Yeah.
closed off or boxed in, like, see, what Mark had planned on his plans on that stage was to box it in. Because that's where, I mean, it's going.
Yeah, because that's open up there, and then when you go down, that stairway they built underneath,
Yeah.
you know, that's all open, that's what I almost walked over, you know. But yeah, if you enclose the stage, no.
You're gonna save a lot of money.
Well, yeah,
Is there anything,
because we're
is there any
heating
installation heat, ceiling?
Yeah.
Down the next fair?
Besides that, you have an energy
I don't think so.
efficiency.
Tile.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that old heater in there's a pilot light, something like a blowtorch.
Oh, yeah.
I've got two of them. There's 4 pilots, yeah.
You reckon you're getting 50?
Yeah, you could wear, I walked under it and it's sprayed, my hair.
Okay, what else we got on that? Bill, paying bills, balance on hand,
I
budget?
make a motion to pay the bills, to pay balances on hand, tonnage collectors, police and court reports.
Got a second on that?
Second.
Got a second, all those in favor? Got a 3. Fast.
Now, do we need to, did you want to talk about your deal or anything that you're,
I wasn't on the agenda, but I could use probably $1,000 to try to get some lime.
yeah, line?
Yeah, well, we might as well approve that right now.
You do have it.
Gotta have it, right?
I make a motion to approve $1,000 for Victor, the wastewater treatment plant by line.
Second.
Got a second on that, all in favor? Got us 3-0.
Lime
got
and
mine.
coconut.
Yeah.
I didn't get that out of Paula, let's hope.
Paul,
If I can get it out of
have you heard anything on your computer?
They're starting to get, we got our little, you're gonna,
Are getting close.
Mine is. It's
I'm
from
in the
Greg.
March, you're right
he was
there.
here Friday and brought us in our towers and he's working on it.
Mine has turned vibrantly red.
Okay.
You can't do nothing
I
about
need
it.
a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion to adjourn.
Adjourn, all in favor? Second, got a second?
Second.